Hey, happy Monday. Happy day one of job one, y'all. In the comments right now, I would love for you to drop and share with us, why did you say yes to job one? Slash, I know that there might be people on this call that job one might be their next program when they are either finishing and wrapping up the current program and/or getting cleared for that. Tell us why job one entices you to start next, but drop that in the comments. Let's get that rallying. I love it. Short, 20 minutes, 4 weeks. Definitely need something that was only 20 minutes. The immediate response is why not? For sure. I love it. The 20 minutes, something short and new, quick, and wanting to keep going with momentum. I love that, Nicolette. 20 minutes, perfect during the holidays, Bridget. Yes, short will help me get back to taking care of me. I love it. I love it. And so many of us are sharing kind of similarly that short, sweet, and to the point. Let me figure out my life over here on this end and get my slides up and running. Perfect. Got it. Okie dokie, I'm going to share my screen and we are going to hop into all things job one tonight in terms of kicking off this program and seeing success. I've really never done this before. And I thought to myself, you know what? I think our team needs this, especially now that we have merged into this new option where we can have people join our team community, our Inspire Beauty team community as a preferred customer and or as a coach, right? And so I felt like, on our team in the past, the majority of people were quote unquote coaches. So coaches should know what to do, right? Is the assumption. But I think for 8 years, I've gotten this wrong and I'm redeeming myself 8 years later that whenever we have a new test group, there should be a kickoff call for this because number one, it's so wrong for me to assume anything about what you do or do not know in terms of your resources, in terms of, what stacking habits really looks like. And how do you really have success from start to finish? Because here's the deal, you guys. Today it's exciting because it's day one. And day ones are always a really exciting time for any program. And I'm not going to be Debbie Downer or the bearer of bad news, but I am going to be realistic that so many people over the years I've watched start a program, like these gals in this picture with the biggest freaking smiles on their faces, right? The idea of like an amazing outcome in their future, only to have something happen somewhere along the way that derails them from their journey. And for whatever reason, don't feel like they have the tools, the support, or the resources to pick themselves back up and get back on the train. And so not you, not this time, not with this program. The other fun fact is I've never done a December launch in December. I've always waited for the VIP test group to take place in the new year. This is the very first time I said, you know what? This program, just like you guys said, is perfect for the holidays. It's perfect for a busier season of life. It's perfect for everyone. And I want to show people alongside of you guys that it's possible, right? So tonight we're going to go over resources for job one. Some of this might be new information for you if you're on this call. Some of this might be refresher information. And some of this information just might be tools that you can take back to your people as you're onboarding them to do job one, whether it is when the customer launch happens here in 2 weeks or 1 week, or if it's coming into the new year when they're ready to dive in, okay? So job one resources, we're going to go through that. We're also going to talk about the nutrition paths that Beachbody has for us. We're going to pick a path. We're going to look at how we meal plan. I'm going to give you some of my best quick pro tips. And then we're also going to talk through supplements. We're going to talk about winning your morning, what that looks like and why that has been the foundation that I've laid in my journey and helped pass along to so many other successful coaches on our team. We're going to talk through mindset. We're going to talk through tracking your progress. And I'm going to give you a little bit of homework at the end. And we will do Q&A at the very end. So if you have questions for me about anything job one related as I'm going through, you can drop them in the chat for sure. But you can also at the very end unmute and we'll go through them. But first things first, you guys. Things you can control. You cannot control if the mall COVID breakout comes and hits your family because you decide to go Christmas shopping this week and then you're down for the count. You can't control that. Okay. You can't control if the students are going to behave 3 days before Christmas break. You can't control what your kids at home will or will not listen to. You can't control the weather. You can't control the traffic. You can't control these things, my friends, but there are so many things in our control in this journey. And the more you focus on those things that you can control, the happier you're going to be. And you know what? How rude of me. I'm like 5-10 minutes into this call, and I realized that I haven't even introduced myself because I just get so caught up in what I'm about to say. I'm Brittany Frost. If you don't know me, the team that you are a part of, Inspire Beauty, especially if you're catching the replay, I know we've got a lot of new VIPs, a lot of new coaches that hopped on for job one. And so we do want to get this replay in their hands, you guys. And anybody that you onboard from now until the end of the year onto our team should also get this replay in their hands. It would be a great, getting started call for them. But I'm Brittany Frost. I've been a part of this team for 8 years. I've been a Beachbody coach for 8 years. I started my journey very broke, very broken. The person that you see now is 180, not who I was when I began. I was not somebody who's present on social media. I didn't like posting. I wasn't into selling anything. I wasn't very successful very fast. I'm what you call a tortoise. And so to just give you the Cliff Notes version of me, if I can freaking do this, if I can coach others, if I can get control over my own self-care and my own journey from somebody who used to take a lot of hydroxycut and punish herself with Pinterest workouts for what she ate the night before, if I could get rid of the shame of taking McDonald's bags, going through the drive-through late at night because I wouldn't eat at a restaurant when I was with my friends, I'd get a salad, but then I'd be starving. So on my way home, I'd stop at McDonald's so that nobody would know because I was so shameful that I was eating McDonald's. And then I'd stuff the bags of McDonald's in trash cans. So they weren't even in my trash can in my house, but they were like out of the house. So if anybody came in my house, they didn't see the McDonald's bags. Y'all, I carried a lot of shame. I carried a lot of societal methods for dieting and deprivation on my health journey, and none of it worked. None of it worked until I came to Beachbody, mind, body, spirit. I found a holistic view of my health that's taken me 8 years and is still going to this day. I'm still learning about myself. And as I change as a woman, as things change about me and my lifestyle or just in my season of life, right? Hashtag nearing 40. It's just not the same as it used to be, right? So I am always constantly evolving and growing, and I'm just always humbled and honored that somewhere at some point, someone put their trust in me, and the ripple effect is you guys being here today. So welcome to our team. I'm so glad you're here. Things you can control. Okay, we can control pressing play. We can control committing to our job one calendar. We can commit to drinking our Shakeology and our daily supplements. You can commit to checking into our daily post. My friends, our job one VIP group is happening in Inspire Beauty. So I know, like, if some of you guys are in my Self-Care Sisterhood bod group, I'm seeing a lot of your day one job one pictures posted. I love it. Those should also be posted on Inspire Beauty this month, okay? Because this is the month where we want all of our teammates who are sitting on the wall, who don't have a solid journey, who are not controlling what they can control, who feel like they have fallen off the wagon. I want them to see you. I want them to see your journey. I want them to see your grit and your tenacity and your discipline. And I want them to say, because of her, I decided to say yes for the new year. What you're doing right now is not just about you. It's about who on our team can we grab behind us and say, come with me. I've paved the way. Let's do this together. Right? So it's bigger than you. It's so much bigger than just you. So if you're not checking into I know that people were commenting on our daily post today. I love that. Drop your sweaty selfie too. Tell us your favorite move. Tell us what you thought of the workout. As much communication as you can do as possible, all the better, right? And then what you do gives other people permission to do the same. So if they see all of you guys posting your sweaty selfies, they're like, oh, that's what I'm supposed to do. And people just do it. You can control documenting your journey. Who has taken their before pics, their day one pics of their where they're starting this journey at, right? Even if you are in day 1000 of your journey, you can still start on day 1000. Here's my starting point now, and I'm going to document the next 4 weeks, right? Logging into Win the Morning. We'll talk about this in a little bit. Personal growth, mindset books, podcasts. We will also talk about this. Engaging in your bod groups and community. So if you're in my bod group or if you're in your upline coaches bod group, still be present in there as well, right? Being part of book club. We have a holiday book club going on right now that now that you're a part of the team, you absolutely can join us for. So I encourage you to do that. This is not a very strict book club where we get mad at you if you're not on the same page as us. The dialogue is something you can hop in no matter what page you're on, no matter what chapter you're in. So don't be shy. Book club is an amazing part of our community. And it's one of the perks of being a teammate on Inspire Beauty. You can control reaching out to your coach for support. I am a lot of things, you guys, and I have a lot of talents. I promise you that. I'm not a mind reader. And I promise you that your coach is not a mind reader either. Among all the hats we wear, mind reader is not one of them. And so I can make assumptions about what I think is happening if I don't hear from you. Same with your coach. They can make an assumption, but you all know what we say when we make assumptions, right? Like, yeah, we know the old adage. So let's not make assumptions. If you are struggling, or even if you're having success, we want to hear about it. Being in constant communication is everything. Contributing to the team page. It doesn't just have to be in the daily post about job one. If you have a recipe that you found that you love, if you want to challenge us to chug our water on a Wednesday, if you want to tell us about, I don't know, a new book you found on Amazon or whatever, right? Contribute to the team page. Motivational quote of the day. What's your mantra? Goal setting, all the things. This is the place for you. And then cheering others on and celebrating the small stuff. You can control the way you show up for others, and you can control also the way you speak to yourself. Yes, you can. Okay, let's talk resources. You guys, you can open up for me. We're gonna actually do a little interactive, and sometimes I'm like, please don't be on your phone when I'm doing this, but tonight, a little different because I wanna make sure you know where these things are. Let's all open up our Beachbody On Demand app. And once it opens, I'm going to just toggle a couple things and make sure that everybody kind of understands the app. I'm certain that you do, but just making sure. You've got your home screen. That's where they're going to be showing you what workouts you left off with, and you can just jump directly back in. You can look at the new and featured, and then it shows you your active bod groups. If you scroll down, you'll see a little bit about body. It's kind of just like a sampler of everything on that home screen. Programs tab, toggle over to that. There's a search bar at the very top. So if there's ever anything that you're searching for, like for example, maybe you want to share the job one sample workout with somebody, you can just type that in there and then that'll make it pop up. So there's a search bar there for you. If you're looking for a zoodle recipe, type zoodle recipe in there and everything that is a zoodle recipe will pop up. So that search bar is your BFF, right? I would always use the search bar before I ask anybody because quite frankly, you can probably find it faster. New and featured, if you have access to job one, which if you're on this call, I hope that you do, it should be the first thing. So let's press on that. Tap on job one. Okay, under job one, the sample workout is here. So again, this is where you can direct your people to snag the sample if they already have access to Beachbody On Demand. If not, there's a Vimeo link that I like to send out to new prospects. Okay, if you toggle over to workouts, that's where our workouts are going to be uploaded. You'll probably notice that there's only 1 week. The first week is uploaded already for us in our VIP access. Every week you'll see another week upload. So don't worry, by the time you start week 2 next week, week 2 will be there for you, okay? You have your 5 workouts of the week. It goes strength, cardio, strength, cardio, strength. And then Saturday and Sunday are rest days, okay? But if you'd like to do an active recovery, or maybe you want to throw in another, an additional workout on Saturday or Sunday, because that's kind of your normal routine, you can play around with that. There's total flexibility in this program, which I love about it. You'll also notice that there's 3 overtime options. So if you want a little extra workout, there's a glute overtime workout and there's a core one. And then you'll also see a recovery and stretch. So that's going to be a perfect one on the weekends too. The other thing you'll notice is that there are 4 cycling workouts below that you can swap out for the cardio days if you'd like. I highly suggest trying them if you have access to a bike. If you already are part of our Spin Sisterhood, amazing. But if maybe you have a bike at a gym that you have a membership at, or if you're in an apartment and your apartment has a fitness center, I don't know, wherever you can have access to a fitness center, or maybe a parent or a sibling or a neighbor has a bike, I would highly recommend trying it out. Just give it a taste. Jennifer Jacobs is unstoppable on the bike. She's just everything. Like, she is literally my fave trainer to take spin classes from, because she is so powerful. Fun fact, if you don't know this, she came from the Peloton family. She left there probably about 2 years ago now, a little over 2 years ago. And she was like one of the trainers over in Peloton before transitioning over here to Beachbody. So she knows her stuff and she's pretty awesome. So I would try those out if you can. The other thing you can do too is if you feel like the program is designed to be 20 minutes, 5 days a week, right? If you do have extra time though, other options that you could do is you could double up. You could do like a strength on Monday and add on the overtime glutes, right? Or you could do your cardio and add on overtime core, or you could do a spin class after a strength class. Okay. There's other ways to do it. So have fun and play around, because not every day is going to look the same. Some days you might want to move longer, and some days you might just want to stick to the script. Also notice, this is at the very bottom, but let's click over to the middle tab here, which is body. These are your body live classes. So if you tap on the blue button that says full schedule, you'll see every day starting at 12 a.m., there are classes pretty much on the hour. Now, I'm not up at 12 a.m., but remember, we're catering to multiple time zones in a lot of locations, including France, right, the UK. So these are time zones and time slots that there are people who will be wanting these classes. If you see, just scroll down a little bit through the day until you get to pretty much where we are right now. There's a live class that's actually going on right now. It's called Body Camp with Jen Padilla. And you'll see that when a class is live, the next class to go tonight at 7 p.m. Central is Lift 4 with Joel Freeman. And you'll see that there's a red energy bolt. That means that it's an actual live class that day. And so if you sign up for that one, you have the option, if it's available, to get on the podcast. And the podcast is where you stream in and you're on the video and the trainer can correct your form and shout you out and all the things. So that's really fun. And I highly encourage you to do that. Just added accountability. It's just another big fun piece of this community. There is no other platform, live class platform, that has an interactive live on-screen option for its participants. We are the only one with that. And so use it, right? Use it to your advantage. Okay, so there's live classes you can take, but if you scroll down, like for example, tomorrow at 8 a.m., there's cycling with Talia Necki. Maybe you want to add in an extra cycling class if you have your bike, or you wanted to add in, tomorrow you want to do strong body with Amwala because you want a little extra strength training, right? The sky is the limit for you. Actually, as Jennifer Jacobs says, it's not the limit, it's just the view, but you have options is what I'm trying to say, okay? Everybody who got a Job 1 pack has access to body. After this month, you are paying month to month if you did not already have access for it, or you could bundle it for the full year if you'd like, okay? The reason I'm bringing up body live classes is this is a hidden gem that is brand new, that you have access to, that's not a part of your calendar, that you have space to add in. So like on Saturdays, when it's a rest day, I don't usually rest on Saturdays. That'll probably be a day where I do a body class, okay? So just keep that in mind, because I also don't want you to pay for a body membership if you're not using your body membership, right? So try to find ways that you're going to look at the schedule each week and plan some classes there. Okay. And then we've got our groups and we've got our tracking, which you should be pretty familiar with. Okay. The other things that we have resource-wise is there's story trackers that I posted in Inspire Beauty. I'm actually going to do a new share real quick. Are you guys seeing Inspire Beauty over here now? You're good? Okay, if you're on Inspire Beauty and you click on the guides tab, I have rearranged it so that Job 1 VIP test group is the very first thing you see. And right here are all of these story trackers that I'm talking about. You can track your workout, how you felt before, during, after, and your motivation. You can track your meal plan for the day, your water goal, and how much rest you got. There's a podcast calendar that I've given you right here that you can use for your mindset. And then this is just to track all of your 28 days for this very first round of this challenge, okay? And then as you go through, if you've missed anything, like if you missed the meal plan for week 1, it's here. If you've missed any of the prep week posts, or you just want to go back and check things out, they're all here for you to access. In addition to that, there's so many other guides. Let me just go back to the main guide part. There's other guides like supplement recipes to give you more ideas. There's so many meal plans from Meal Plans Past, workout calendars, resources, just all the things, you guys. There is a wealth of resources available to you over on the team page. So if you're newer to our team page, spend some time, look around, right? And use that for your scroll instead of Instagram for the day. Okay, let's talk nutrition. So there's two paths, and actually I'm gonna have you go back into Beachbody On Demand. So open your app back up. Like I said, this is gonna be one of those nights where it's a little interactive. Click on the body tab. And I know we were just in the schedule. So if your schedule popped up, back out of it with the arrow in the top left. You should be back on the body home screen that looks like this. And if you scroll down, one thing I also did not note is that you can browse classes by type. So if you want to find a specific type of class, and then when you're in there, you can also sort by trainer and things like that, okay? But if you scroll down, there are the two body nutrition programs. The nutrition programming is now housed in body. Okay, we used to have what was called Nutrition Plus. If you were part of that, it is now no longer Nutrition Plus, it's all body, and this is where you will find these memberships. That's another perk of keeping your body month-to-month membership, is you get full access to both of these nutrition plans and all of the meal plans, recipes that are poured out every single week. There's so much there, you guys. Okay, so if you click on, there's two different paths. So there's the To Be Mindset, and then there's the Portion Fix. If you click on To Be Mindset, you're going to see options for learning about the program. You're going to see monthly videos if you swipe over, there's meal plans and recipes, there's recipe video trainings and tutorials, and then there's resources. And the same thing is available when you look at Portion Fix. Okay, so I want to help you pick your path tonight, because if you've, show of hands, I'm going to look through who here has followed To Be Mindset before, like for a full month, tracked it start to finish, completely followed To Be Mindset. This is not a shame game. I'm just interested to see. Yay, Heather and Taylor. I'm so excited you guys are on the call tonight. Okay, cool. What about Portion Fix? Anybody follow Portion Fix start to finish for an entire like month long? I got a half thumb. I love it. Okay, cool. This is just information for me. So if you've never followed one of these programs from start to finish, I highly encourage you to pick one and challenge yourself to do it. Now, if you're new, here's the thing. We're gonna talk about habit stacking a little bit at the end, but if you've never completed a program from start to finish, that's your number one goal right now, right? But I'm telling you that nutrition is everything. What you consume, as we're gonna learn tonight, with your mouth, your ears, and your eyes is everything. What you consume is everything, okay? So if you feel like, man, I've been doing these programs, but I haven't really been seeing results, the kind of results I want, it's in the kitchen. It's in the kitchen. The abs are, Autumn always says, abs are made in the workout, but they are seen in the kitchen. So you're growing and building muscle and you're losing fat in these workouts, but you're not going to see it pay off if you don't have the proper training in the kitchen. So To Be Mindset, just a brief rundown. It's a sensible long-term approach for balanced nutrition. It's more looking at how you manage food choices and lose weight in the real world context, right? It's more about looking at your plate and saying, this is a plate of healthy, nourishing food, or this is a plate that's filled with a lot of processed stuff, a plate that's filled with too much of one food group, or I'm eating the wrong food groups at the wrong time of day. That's To Be Mindset. It's very intuitive, it's very flexible, and it's built around behavior and journaling. So you're literally going to track what you're eating, and then the next day, you're going to see if that worked for you or not. And you know if it worked for you or not, because your weight will go up or down. So sometimes when I realize, oh, I've been eating too much, we're pretty much a vegetarian household over here. And so a lot of times that means soy products, right? If I'm trying to do like a meat substitute, and if I notice, Britt, you're doing a lot of soy substitutes, my weight goes up. And I only know this because of To Be Mindset and tracking and being able to see the difference in the fluctuation of what foods do for my body and what they don't do. So this one's really eye-opening for me. I love To Be Mindset. Portion Fix. This is more structured. This is teaching you how to portion out your food groups, not cutting food groups out, not starving yourself, but understanding proper portioning of all the food groups you should be consuming. Okay. So you would follow a structure guideline for how much you eat. You'd figure out like your bracket that you go into. And then from there, you use the color-coded containers that you get in your kit to track portion sizes as suggested. Okay. So these are the two paths. Hearing those paths in the chat, which one do you gravitate more towards? Does it feel like, oh, that sounds more like something I'd be successful with? 2B mindset, portion, 2B, portion. Love them both, but doing 2B this round, Kristen, portion for Ashley. And you can keep those coming. Yeah, and here's the cool thing, you guys. Whatever you do in round 1, do it. Do it full out. And then I challenge you in round 2, try the other one. Because here's the thing, I've done both many times. And all it is more knowledge for me of what works and what doesn't. Because in my normal day-to-day life, I'll tell you, I don't follow either of them to a T. I do a hybrid of both. I understand what belongs on my plate, the portion sizes, and when I should be eating things and what it makes me feel like, because I've kind of made a hybrid of the two of them because I've done them all. I don't know if you guys can hear Grace crying like for real in the background, but if you can, I'm so sorry. She's like so sad to be in her carrier right now. Let's talk nutrition support with some quick tips for meal planning, because here's the thing, your plan is everything. A lot of you guys talked about in our group today, we broke down, looking at this as a week by week chunk, and really it's day by day. Can you win today? And then tonight, can you reflect on how the day went, get intentional about tomorrow, and then go ahead and wake up and win tomorrow again? Right? So it's really a day by day choice, but I want you to look at each week. So looking at week 1, you've got to have a game plan. Well, if you've got your calendar printed, you already know your workouts. If you know what time you're going to be showing up to your workout, stick to that like it's an appointment you made with someone else, right? When it comes to meal planning, this is what I do. Personally, I set aside some time, and I'll give you guys my exact rundown, and then you have to zhuzh and move those days to work with your schedule. But for me, it works that I sit on Thursday. On Thursdays, I write out my meal plan. I grab a journal, okay, literally right here. And what I do is I write in the journal. You're going to even see, because I don't even think I ripped it out yet. Oh, no, I did rip it out. You won't see it, but I literally write at the top weekly meal plan, and then I write the days: Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because I shop on Fridays and then I meal plan through Thursday, so then I can reshop again on Friday. And then under each day I put BLD, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and that's what I do. I write down each day of the week, BLD. I also look at what days I'm busy. Okay, is Charlie traveling? Do I need to make a quick crock pot meal? Mondays are always leftovers from Sunday for me because I have team training and I don't have time to cook a meal from scratch on Mondays. So it's leftovers are perfect. So I always plan Sunday's dinner becomes Monday's leftovers. So you have to look at your schedule and really start to own what works for you. What's going to fit your busy life and schedule. Look, especially it's the holidays. When do you have parties? When are you going to a family event? When are you doing something, right? And take note of that. Okay. Then I sit down, I get out the meal plans, I get out my 2B mindset and portion fix recipe guides, and I look at what they've got in there. I look at what I've offered in the team page. I look at, Pinterest. I'll Pinterest search things. I'll look at some of my favorite food bloggers on Instagram and go to their pages, and I figure out exactly what I want and where. Okay. When I was in a busier season where I didn't have a lot of time to make lunches and dinner, I would always eat my last night's dinner leftovers as my next day's lunch. So if you're in a busy season, that's a big pro tip for me. When I was in the classroom, dinner always became lunch. Boom. The second I cleaned up, it went into Tupperware and I was set for the next morning, right? Look at the recipes then. I look at the recipes that I'm using and I create a grocery list based on the ingredients I don't already have on hand. This is why my meal planning is a separate day than my grocery shopping, and it's a separate day, you'll see, than even when I prep stuff out. So I plan on Thursday, I grocery shop on Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday is when I get things ready for the week that I need to prep in advance, okay? Don't be afraid to have or double recipes depending on your lifestyle and your family situation, right? For me, it's just Charlie and I. So if it's a big recipe, I can have it. When I might be by myself, Charlie's traveling, then I'm going to have the recipes. Okay. My idea for you is not to be spending, because a lot of times people are like, oh, it's so much more expensive to eat healthy. Only if you're buying like all the things. The other pro tip that it's not on here, but if like, for example, you want to start swapping things out, like you want to use almond milk instead of your regular dairy milk. Okay, well, maybe finish out the dairy milk. And then on the next round, when that's out, then buy your almond milk. Or if you are thinking of going like with the peanut butter that's not got all the sugar in it, like Jif, right? Instead of the Jif peanut butter or the Peter Pan style that's got sugar, and you want to start phasing out into healthier swaps, wait until you finish that jar and then buy a healthier swap so that you're not just adding more stuff into your cupboard, right? The idea is not to be wasteful here. And then for me, I shop only for what's on the list. Don't add junk into your cart, because if it's in your house, you're going to eat it. Hello, that's me. Remove temptation seriously by not even putting it in the house. This time of year, especially. This time of year, especially. Let me say it again. This time of year, especially. Treats are fine. Like there's foods that I only eat during the holidays and I enjoy the freaking junk out of them, you guys. But if I enjoy all of them all month long, every day, that's very different than like enjoying it because it's here this time of year. You get me? Don't forget snacks. I don't usually add that to my like grocery planning list, but make sure when you're putting your ingredients down, or your grocery list down, add snacks. You can drop in the chat if you've been around a while and you've got snacks that you freaking love, like Leia, snack accidents happen, girl. I know you know. I personally love my Shakeology as a snack. So I have a breakfast and then I have a lunch, and I usually have my Shakeology somewhere between lunch and dinner when I get hungry. Get to the store. One of the things I've been using a lot when I'm busier is Instacart, and I'll pay the extra money for delivery because you know what? Time is money, and that's precious to me. So on those days, like coming back from Thanksgiving, we were driving home. If you catch yourself, like you're traveling for the weekend and man, I didn't even have time to grocery shop. Okay, well, while Charlie and I were driving back from Austin, I sat there on Instacart and grocery shopped. And then by the time we got to the house, it was sitting at my door, right? So there's so many options now to like be smarter about this kind of stuff. And just having a game plan in place will help you. And then prep any foods, like I said, you won't have time for later in the week. This is why it's a process. I don't meal plan, grocery shop, and prep all in the same day, because that would just be a freaking lot. And if something's a lot, you guys, if something's overwhelming, you're not going to want to keep doing it. You're going to quit. And think about all the times in your journey that something got overwhelming for you and you inevitably just threw in the towel. This is different. So instead of trying to put it all together in one day, maybe stretch it out, okay? If you haven't done your meal planning for the week yet or hit the grocery store, maybe you get off the call tonight and you make your game plan. Maybe tomorrow when you go to work, you set up an Instacart delivery or pickup. And then on your way home from work, you pick up the stuff, you get home, you make a nice dinner. And then on Tuesday or on Wednesday, you can prep out anything else you need to prep out to make sure the rest of the week is great, right? You don't have to wait till next weekend to get back on the train. You literally can choose right now to do that, okay? All right, moving along. Supplements, it's so funny to me. Supplements usually get a little kickback from me when I'm talking to people about joining the sisterhood and joining our team and the thing, but for 8 years, I've literally fallen in love with supplements. They are a huge component of my routine. It's not a health routine is not simply fitness. And society has taught us that to be healthy, you just have to work out. And so New Year's comes and people are like, I'm just going to hit the gym. I'm going to hit it hard. And then they don't get results because they're not eating properly, which we just addressed, but they're also not supplementing their body in key ways. For more than 75% of Americans, you guys, are taking a supplement of some sort, but they probably have zero clue what that supplement even does for their body and why they're taking it. It probably was just a marketing gimmick that they swung into. I don't want this to be the thing. I don't want you to join me blindly and be like, well, Brittany said I drink Shakeology, so that's what I do. No, I want you to like cereal box the Shakeology. If you flip the Shakeology over, you will see how impressively amazing Shakeology's ingredients are. And you'll never like look at you'll look at another label and you'll be like, oh God, no, right? Because there's so much goodness inside of what you're drinking. Healing stuff, you guys. Supplements help you with getting proper nutrients that are lacking in our diet because they're lacking in our soil, in our polluted world. There's also stressors in the air and adaptogens that things like Shakeology help protect free radicals from entering your body and also releasing them out of your body. It's impressive stuff. I want you to do your research. And if you need help finding good things to research, we've got so many resources available that we'd love to help educate you on what you're putting in your body and why. These supplements can help with weight loss. They can help with cognitive function. I remember as a teacher, when I first started drinking Shakeology, I would drink it in the morning, I'd make it, and I'd get in the car and I'd drive to work. And I remember thinking as I was driving to work that I was waking up. Like I could actually feel my brain turning on. It's because it was getting dense nutrition. These supplements will help your athletic performance. They'll assist you if you're in a plant-based diet like I am, with maybe getting some of the cracks in your diet that might be missing because you are removing certain food groups. They help boost immunity. You guys, there's a beautiful case study that I found and I've been sharing with people that has to do with COVID and using a supplement or an ingredient that we have inside of Energize called quercetin. And they did this study with 1,000 milligrams and it shortened, these are patients that had COVID, and it shortened their recovery time in almost every single case. So there's like stuff, you guys, in our products that are just freaking healing. So first of all, if any of you or your loved ones happen to get COVID in the near future, pound some Energize. Seriously, pound Energize. These supplements will help you get better sleep. If you're pregnant or postpartum, these give you added nutrients too. You guys, I can't tell you how many pregnant or prenatal, postnatal women will be like, oh, I got to check with my doctor. And I'm like, you don't check with your doctor about what's in Taco Bell, but you sure do want to check about this. Like, I respect it. Please know what you're putting in your body. Absolutely. But let's make sure across the board, we know what we're putting in our body. And I want you guys to do that. So this week, your homework, look at the back label of your supplement and go research an ingredient that you've never heard of. I promise you it's going to blow your mind. So a couple of things about supplements, and I'm actually going to mute myself here in a second and let some of our other coaches chime in and just give some insight. But the supplements that most all of you are going to have in some way, shape, or form is Energize, Collagen, Hydrate, Recover, and Shakeology. And I just want to give you a rundown of what those do. So Energize is your pre-workout. I love to have my Energize. Okay, ready? Your morning routine starts at night. If you want to write down anything from this call and take away anything, your morning routine starts at night. So tonight, when you get off this call, you're going to go set out your workout clothes for tomorrow. You're going to set your alarm. You're going to think about what time you need to wake up to give yourself the gift of a well-deserved morning routine. And you're going to set your alarm accordingly. And here's the kicker. When that alarm goes off tomorrow morning, you're going to keep that promise with yourself. Because here's the deal. When you set that alarm tonight, you're telling your body, you're telling yourself, you're telling your brain, this is important to me. This is what I want to do tomorrow. And then if you don't do that tomorrow, now you're telling your brain, oh, by the way, that wasn't important. So now your brain doesn't trust that. Your brain doesn't trust 5 a.m. because yesterday it didn't work so well. So if you want to teach your brain how to become a morning person, get the F up. Just get out of bed. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, no one wants to get out of bed when it's warm, right? Like, nobody wants to do that. But you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you rip off the covers and you have your workout clothes set out. You put them on immediately. You high five yourself in the mirror and go make yourself some Energize, and then start doing your, sit for a while. I don't know, sit on the couch and daydream. Don't scroll social media. Journal, read a book, right? But sip your Energize and then do your workout. You can also put collagen and hydrate. If you got our new Go and Glow pack, collagen, hydrate, that is a beautiful morning mocktail. A scoop of Energize, a scoop of collagen, and a scoop of hydrate go beautifully together and they taste amazing. And then for me, pro tip, I like to make mine in a big shaker cup like that hydrate. And that way it kind of lasts me through my workout too. So the hydrate's really good. It's like Gatorade, but so much better for you. So hydrate is exactly what it says. It's a hydrating electrolyte supplement. Collagen, I didn't really go into this, but collagen is a beauty collagen. It is odorless, flavorless, and it should be utilized for hair, skin, and nail growth. It is not, however, a joint support collagen. So just in case you were wondering, it is a beauty collagen. Recover is quite literally one of my favorite things. And if you know, when you run out of Recover, it's a problem, right? Because then you do that workout and then you wake up the next day and you realize what life before Recover was like. Recover will change the game for you if you've never used it after intense, challenging workouts. It's delicious, just shaken with ice and water, but I love to make mine into a brownie batter and put berries on top and a little cocoa whip, because why the freak not, right? So good. And then Shakeology, so many different recipes. And what I want to do is a couple of our leaders, I asked them, let me stop sharing, see your beautiful faces for a second. We're getting towards the end, but ladies, real quick, Leah, Kristen, Ash, Annie, if you could pop in and just say, like, what is your favorite supplement and what is your favorite way to make it, to give maybe some of our new people or just people who maybe are in a rut some ideas.
That's like a trick question if we have to pick one. I'm walking Beachbody Blue, y'all. I have it all. So I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The morning cocktail that Britt mentioned, even though the collagen I do have is for joints, obviously my joints are not good. So I love our collagen. My daughter uses it every day. But I have one that's for joints that Kristen helped me find. So I still mix collagen, hydrate, energize every single day. Recover, brownie batter it all the time, or add it with vanilla vegan Shako, and it tastes like a Wendy's Frosty. So I've got dessert. I'm going to stop there. I'm going to let everybody else do it because I know we all have so many.
I make my energize as soon as I wake up, and then I do like my personal growth and personal development while I'm drinking it. So like I'll do my Bible study and all that stuff while I'm drinking it. So I'm ready to go when I finish my energize to press play. Also with chocolate Shakeology mixed with vanilla almond milk and peanut butter. Tastes like heaven. It's like a dessert. Like I will eat it in the afternoon. I don't crave sweet stuff that much. I like salty stuff better, but oh, it's good. It's like cookie dough, but like brownie cookie dough. Oh yes, like Reese's.
So I would say Shakeology, like Leah, I use all the things. But to tag on what Brittany had kind of started to say and tell you guys about with the Energize and COVID, no lie, when I had COVID, I truly believe I didn't have it as bad as you've heard some people have it, because I've been taking care of myself and putting these supplements in my body. I truly believe that 110% to my soul. One of the things that I found key for me during COVID was that I knew I needed to get my Shakeology in, but ladies, I was not hungry, but I knew I had to get them in. And what I was craving at the time was ice cream. And so I found a really good recipe, and I had Shakeology ice cream every flipping night, no matter if I was hungry or not, because I knew I just needed the nutrients to stay as healthy as I could and get through that. So I would definitely, Shakeology is definitely the number one. That's the only supplement that was really out when I started too with 80-day obsession. I think Recover and Energize were, but I think they were newer at the time. But yes, so definitely, if anything, you need the Shakeology.
I love Energize, but yes, Shakeology was the first supplement that I ever had. And actually it's really funny because I used to just mix it with water and chug it down. And I thought it tasted good then. Like, I'm not gonna lie. But now, like, one of my favorite things, yes, then we learned about like blending it and all the things. But one of my favorites is I love to make banana bread in a mug. And I'll drop the recipe here if anyone wants it. I just gave it to my brother today, actually, because he just got some vanilla Shakio. But it's good. What you can use it either the vegan or the whey, and they both taste really good. And it's done in like, I don't know, three minutes when you microwave it. It's super good. But honestly, anything. Like I still, some days on the days that I work and I'm like just running out the door, I just still shake it up. Like I love Shakeology.
Thank you so much, ladies. And I hope that gives you guys some ideas, but also like my whole mantra is friends don't let friends drink bad shakes or supplements, right? So if you're like, oh, Energize like makes me, it's like way too much, do a half scoop, do more water with the full scoop. If you feel like Shakeology, because of it is probiotic, prebiotic, it's going to move your digestion. In fact, Charlie was like, man, I don't understand why my stomach's been so upset lately. And I was like, you know, you haven't been drinking Shakeology and you just started drinking it again like 3 days in a row. And we're like, that might be it, because the prebiotics, probiotics are going to move things in your digestive tract, which you guys, in our culture, we act like that's a bad thing. And if you want to talk to Kristen about it, she knows probably way too much about the GI tract in her career, but she can tell you about things that should probably be moving along. We want things to be moving out of our bodies, you guys. So this is good. This is good stuff. But if it's too aggressive for you, then have it, right? Or if you've been doing the whey Shako, maybe you want to switch over to vegan that's non-dairy, right? So like there's so many options. I guess what I'm trying to say with the supplements, and let me go back to the screen share and we'll continue going and try to land this plane for y'all. But there's so many options. So if you started your path, like Ashley said, she started with Shakeology, but then at some point down the road, she said, I want to try Energize and Recover. So if there's something you've never tried, I say next month, switch it out. Pause the Shakeology, get the Energize and Recover, or pause the Energize and Recover, try out the Go and Glow pack, right? And try new supplements and see what we have to offer. If you've always gotten Shakeology, but you only ever had one flavor, try a new flavor, right? There's so many options. So even within the family of Energize, you have 3 flavor profiles you can try. Within Recover, there's 3 options. Shakeology, there's so many options, right? So try new things and have fun and figure out which ones you love. Okay, let's talk about accountability and how we stay connected. So for me, we on our team, we love our Win the AM Zoom room. If you go to the team page, one of the pinned posts, like featured, I don't know, they change the name of it all the time, featured, pinned, or I don't know what you want to call it, but at the very top of the group, it will show you the information on how to log into our Win the AM Zoom room. People are on there every morning for their workouts, for their Bible studies, for their personal development and quiet time, drinking their Energize. So log in, turn your camera on, turn your audio off, and just do the dang thing. I can't tell you how many people have told me, Brittany, I was so nervous to get on Win the Morning. And it always surprises me because I'm like, why? Like, what's there to be nervous about? Here's the deal, you guys, no one's watching you. Like, and if they are watching you, we're so excited you're there. Like if I see somebody new get on, I'm not like, oh, her, let me judge. No, if somebody new gets on, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so pumped, right? It's the best way we can be connected when we're so far apart. The other thing I shared about is that we do monthly book clubs. Now that you're a part of Inspire Beauty, you get to be a part of book clubs. Doesn't matter if you're a preferred customer or if you enrolled as a coach, book club is for everyone. So try to get in on this one. We're currently reading The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. If somebody wants to put a link to that in the chat for those of us who maybe didn't get the book yet, that'd be helpful, please. But every Saturday at 7 a.m. for an hour, we chat about the book and about life and about how it is stretching us and what ahas we're having. And it's good. It's just good conversation. And if this month it doesn't work for you to get on Saturdays, keep your eyes peeled for our January book club. There's 2 really great books already off the bat for the new year that I'm excited about us reading together. Those social trackers that I showed you over on Inspire Beauty, that's another way to stay connected and accountable. You can tag your teammates. Again, do a water chug challenge. I know, Heather, you're on this call right now and you said this week you got to do the weather. Heather, water, weather. Got it. Okay. You wanted to make sure you're pounding water this week. Awesome. Tag me on social, challenge me to get my water in, and then boom, now you're accountable, but so am I, right? So make up fun challenges and tag your teammates and get in on that, right? And then I love to think of social media like it's my fit diary. It's how I'm logging my journey. So if you've watched me on social media for a while, I'm kind of a broken record. I kind of show the same things every day, maybe just a little different, but think of your social media and your story like your fit diary, and go in there and start posting about it. Post about your morning routine, post about this new program you're starting. Why did you say yes to a program in December of all times, right? Take those day one photos and track your journey and your progress photos. You are inspiring people, but you're also staying connected and accountable to your own journey. And lastly, those daily check-ins in your bod groups. How can I challenge you to be the best challenger, the best coach in our community? I have a mantra on our team. If you've been here longer than a minute, the mantra is, it starts with me. There's nothing I can do. I can't inspire any of you guys if I don't first start with myself. So these are ways that you can stay accountable. And back on that track of mindset, guys, it's everything. I do things a little bit differently than maybe other people you see on social media, or maybe even if you've been a part of other fitness things before, you might see I do things a little different because I care more about the transformation that's happening in your mind and in your heart before I ever care about what happens on the exterior of your body. I could care less if you had an amazing transformation and you are a shitty person. I really could. I don't want shitty people on our team. I don't. I want good women who are showing up. They're leaving legacies. They're breaking chains. They are the thermostat of the household, not the thermometer. The difference is a thermostat maintains its temperature. It doesn't change whether it gets colder or hot. No, the room adjusts to the thermostat. A thermometer, on the other hand, adjusts to the environment around it. I want us to learn how to be thermometers in our household so that our kids and our spouses, they know the example of what it looks like to show up and take care of yourself. And so why do I do things differently? Well, simply put, if we're not doing the inner work, the outer work won't ever show up. Success on the outside is a reflection of your success on your inside. I promise you that. Every time someone quits on their journey, I know something's happening right here between the ears, because I believe that's the heaviest weight you will ever have to shed. I don't care if you have 200 pounds you need to shed off your body frame, you probably have 7,000 pounds inside your head. We all do. This is a tough world we live in. These are tough times we live in. Mindset is everything. And your mindset is a muscle, my friends. And so if we think, oh, I want better abs, I want my abs to kind of show, you would train them, right? But if you walk around every day with all these thoughts that are not serving your best self, why wouldn't you start training that muscle? And that's what we do here. How we speak to ourselves and what we believe to be true makes or breaks our journey. I promise you that. If you find yourself starting and stopping and starting and stopping all the time, your mindset is crap. And it's your job, no one else's job. It's your job to get in there and do the inner workings, whether that means read a book, get to therapy. I don't know what that means for you. Get back on meds. I don't know. I've had to do all of those in my life. Get into a church, surround yourself by this type of community more often. I don't know, but they all work for me and they all heal me when I'm struggling. So if you're struggling to transform, I encourage you, all of those and above, but grab a book. So I have this list of my top 5 faves for starting out. If you've never read these books, if you've never picked up a book, man, when I started my journey, I thought that people who were broken and needed help needed these books. And I quickly realized that I was broken and I needed help. And these books were for me. So some that I love, the 5 a.m. Club, it's so good. It's so good. The High 5 Habit is brand new from Mel Robbins. It is very good. And I promise you, that's going to be an upcoming book club book soon. Okay. The Miracle Morning. Notice how a lot of these have to do with the morning. Atomic Habits. This teaches you how habit formation on a scientific level happens. It's so good. Because a lot of times, like I said, at the new year, especially, we just all or nothing. And then we fail and we wonder why. It's because we're not stacking. This is why I told you tonight when you get off the call, what did I tell you need to go do when you get off the call tonight before you go to bed? In the chat, what did I tell you need to do tonight when you get off the call before you go to bed? Set clothes out. Haley, you win. You freaking win. Okay, gold stars for Haley. You're going to set out your workout clothes, right? And then you're also going to set your alarm and you're going to make that promise with yourself, Leah, yes. And you're going to keep that promise when the alarm goes off. But look at the habits that we just stacked. I don't care if you work out tomorrow. I just want you to set the clothes out. That's all I want you to do. Just start there. And if you can master that, then I promise you tomorrow morning, you might put those clothes on and you might drink your energize and you might then go do the workout and get on Win the Morning, right? The 5-second rule is also really great for mindset as well. Okay, your homework. Print out your job one calendar and frame it if you haven't done so already, okay? Take day one pictures and measurements. And sometimes people like to do videos too, so that you can kind of just do the full 360 and just save them. Save them on your phone. I promise you that these pictures here, well, that one, I was probably drunk as a skunk and didn't really care what I was doing. But in this one, I promise you, I wasn't happy that day. This was not a proud moment for me. I had gained 17 pounds after tapering off depression medication, and I felt like a loser. You guys, I was in 4 years into coaching, and I was heavier than I was when I started. What a fraud. What an imposter. What a hypocrite. That's how I felt when I took that picture. And then I got to work. And I said, this won't be the end of me. This picture won't define me. None of these pictures define me either, by the way. This picture doesn't define me either. I'm not better with abs than I was with a belly, and neither are you. So I want you to remember that. These pictures are not a definition. They are a story of your life. They are dots connected, because even the person on the left mattered because that person was a part of my story and got me to where I am now, especially the messy parts. That part of you matters probably more than the great mountaintop parts. So take the picture and save it. And then commit right now, you guys. I double freaking dog dare you to put a side-by-side photo on social media on day 28, New Year's freaking Eve. Who does that? We do. We're literally finishing a program on New Year's Eve. I want you to inspire somebody on New Year's Eve with your side-by-side. Commit. And then decide your weekly habit stacking goal. For example, we talked about this today, right? In our pinned post today, it was talking about what is your 7-day goal. So maybe this week for you, if I'm just speaking to the person that maybe has had a hard time getting workouts done and committing. So this week it's about committing to all 5. Okay, stack. You did all 5, boom, awesome. Next week, you're gonna log on to Win the Morning every day for all 5 days. Boom, you did it. Okay, in week 3, you're gonna do your workouts, you're gonna get on Win the Morning, and then you're gonna stack a habit on top of that, and you're gonna add 10 pages of a mindset book into your routine. One of those books that I just shared with you. You're gonna start reading it in week 3 while you're drinking your Energize. Okay, in week 4, you're going to do your 5 workouts. You're going to get on Win the AM. You're going to read those 10 pages while you're sipping your Energize. And in week 4, now you're going to do a full week's meal plan from To Be Mindset or Portion Fix and figure out your path. This is not an all or nothing mentality. This is a journey. This is a lifestyle. And the way that it becomes sustainable for you is you slowly stack habits one on top of another. You get a foundation of your workouts and build upon that. And bonus, you guys, if you're a coach, if you enrolled as a coach, I want you to find one friend or one family member that can do this with you, either right now this month or in round 2 when we kick off on January 3rd for the new year. I want you to have a buddy, because that's what keeps me here, you guys. What makes me get on a Monday night call? You guys. What makes me get on Win the Morning? You guys, because I know it's bigger than me. Okay, that's it from me. Q&A. Does anybody have, I looked through the chat at first and I didn't see any questions, but Heather currently chugging. Yes, girl, called you out in a good way. Bridget, the crappy beer, I know. And okay, and for everybody on here, Bridget's pregnant, right? So, you know, her journey's gonna be different, but do you guys remember when I was visiting Kristen and Ashley and we had our guest speaker on, Virginia Scroggins, and she's pregnant? She's showing that journey. She's showing what she looked like before and her belly growing. And so if you need inspiration of how you show a prenatal journey, she's a great one to watch. She's showing it beautifully. So get in on that. And just like today's National Wake Up Call, you have to be you. So if you go to her page and you're like, but I don't look like her, that's not the point. Your people want you, right? Yes. Well, and I think it's important too, you guys. I mean, I'm not a mama. I've never been pregnant. I've never gone through the journey. All I can speak off of is what's on my heart. And what's on my heart is like, even when we finish, there's no getting your body back. What does that even freaking mean? Like, right? And so we get to be the people that break chains and break societal like barriers down for other people who are stuck in that way of thinking. So it starts with me. Bridget, if you don't share it, Amanda, if you don't share it, who else will? I certainly can't. So you guys are our people, right? Like Nicolette, I can't share what it's like to be a mom of 7,000, but you certainly can, right? She's like my serious inspo. All right, I don't see any questions coming in. Does anybody need to unmute and ask a question? All right, I'm going to take that as a no.